Yo, what's good, gamers? Welcome back to BeBackGaming, your go-to for no-nonsense, non-sponsored game reviews. Today, we're diving into Hell Is Us, the bold new action RPG from Rogue Factor that's been turning heads since its reveal. This game promises a unique, no hand-holding experience with intense combat and a haunting story. But does it live up to the hype? Let's break it down. Let's start with the story. Hell Is Us drops you into the boots of Remy, a United Nations peacekeeper who's gone AWOL to return to his homeland, Hadia, a fictional 1990s country, torn apart by civil war and something way creepier, a supernatural event called the Calamity. This disaster has unleashed hollow walkers, these grotesque, otherworldly creatures that look like they crawled out of a nightmare. Remy's on a personal mission to find his parents, but the deeper you go, the more you uncover about Hadia's dark secrets. The narrative is a standout. It's layered, emotional, and doesn't shy away from heavy themes. Think Death Stranding meets Annihilation. There's this mix of personal stakes and weird, cosmic horror. You're piecing together Remy's past through conversations with survivors. And let me tell you, some of these moments hit hard. I won't spoil anything, but there's a scene with a father and a mass grave that left me speechless. It's not just about monsters. It's about humanity's capacity for creating its own hell. The setting of Hadia is immersive, as hell pun intended. The semi-open world feels alive, with ramshackle towns, eerie forests, and abandoned ruins. The game's new weird vibe, inspired by Jeff Vandermeer's Southern Reach trilogy, makes every area feel familiar yet alien. But here's the catch. The story can feel fragmented if you don't pay close attention. There's no quest log, so you're relying on dialogue and environmental clues to piece it together. For some, that's immersive. For others, it might feel too vague. Now, let's talk gameplay. Hell Is Us is built on what the developers call player plattering, the opposite of spoon-feeding you directions. There's no map, no compass, no quest markers. You're exploring Hadia using your instincts, NPC conversations, and environmental cues. Want to find the blacksmith in Jova? You'll need to talk to locals like Rebecca, who might point you toward the Akosa marshes or mention white trucks. It's old school, like classic adventure games from the 90s. This approach is polarizing. I loved feeling like a detective, piecing together where to go next. For example, one quest had me searching for milk rations for villagers. Baby, it's not just a fetch quest. It's a puzzle that ties into the world's lore. But if you're used to modern games with waypoints, you might get frustrated. I got lost a couple of times and without a map. It can feel like you're wandering aimlessly. The game rewards patience and observation, but it's not for everyone. Secondary investigations add depth. These optional puzzles offer rewards like lore tidbits or gear upgrades, and they're surprisingly creative. One had me decoding a cryptic message carved into a statue. Super satisfying when it clicked. The exploration feels organic, but the lack of guidance can make progression feel like a gamble. If you've played Elden Ring without a guide and loved it, this might be your jam. Combat in Hell Is Us is where things get intense. You're wielding melee weapons, swords, axes, polearms, each with unique attack styles and speeds. Remy's drone is a game changer, letting you distract enemies or trigger abilities like stunning blasts. The catch: health and stamina share a single bar, so every swing or dodge eats into your survival. It's not quite Souls-like, but it's deliberate and punishing. I gotta be real, the combat is a mixed bag. When it works, it's thrilling. Parrying a hollow walker's combo and landing a healing pulse to recover health feels awesome. But the animations can feel stiff, and movement looks a bit janky, which makes the game feel less polished than it should. Enemy variety is solid, though some walkers summon minions. Others hit like trucks, and they all look creepy as hell, like Evangelion angels on steroids. The difficulty is high but adjustable. You can tweak enemy aggression. health, and damage in the menu, which is great for accessibility. Still, fighting multiple enemies at once is brutal. Your drone helps, but you need to be strategic. It's not as tight as Bloodborne, but it's engaging if you lean into the challenge. Just don't expect a hack and slash power fantasy. Visually, Hell Is Us is a stunner. The art direction, led by Jonathan Jacques Bellatade of Deus Ex fame, is jaw-dropping. Hadia's mix of war-torn realism and supernatural weirdness creates a vibe that's both grounded and unsettling. From misty marshes to crumbling villages, every area pops with detail. The hollow walkers are a highlight. They're grotesque. Monument-like designs are unforgettable. That said, there's some jank. Character animations, especially Remy's walking and running, can look stiff, which clashes with the gorgeous environments. Performance on PC is solid, but I noticed occasional frame drops during intense fights on my rig. It's not a deal breaker, but it keeps the game from feeling triple polished. The sound design, though, top notch. The eerie music and creature sounds pull you right into Hadia's nightmare. Let's break it down. Pros: the story is gripping and emotional, with a world that feels alive and haunting. The exploration system is bold, rewarding players who love discovery and puzzles. Combat is challenging and satisfying when you master it. And the art direction is straight up gorgeous. Cons: the no map, no waypoint system can frustrate players who prefer clear guidance. Combat animations feel clunky at times, and the game's difficulty might turn off casual players. Also, the narrative's ambiguity can feel like a slog if you're not invested. It's a game that demands your attention and patience. So, is Hell Is Us worth your time? If you love games that trust you to figure things out like Elden Ring or classic adventure titles, this is a must-play. It's not perfect. The janky animations and steep learning curve hold it back from greatness, but its bold design, haunting story, and unique vibe make it one of the most memorable action RPGs of 2025. I'm giving it an 8/10. It's a game that dares to be different, and I respect the hell out of that. That's it for our Hell Is Us review. What do you think of this game? Are you hyped to explore Hadia? Or is the no map thing a deal breaker? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more honest reviews from BeBackGaming. Until next time, keep gaming and we'll be back.